Last time on Hakai, we said goodbye to a certain character as Vados informed Goku of a new way he could quickly learn to control his destroyer lifeform. If he is to deeply focus, meditate in a certain way, and click the sponsor link below, he'll be able to communicate with it and pretty much strike a deal to work together, instead of one dominating the other. But first, we found out Pikkon sees something special in Gohan and Piccolo, but what could it be? Marvel fans! This is your invitation to make a splash at the coolest pool party in Marvel Strike Force. MSF has invited me to join their very first pool party featuring Deadpool, Wolverine, and a whole host of other characters. There'll be 4 weeks of events featuring 3 different difficulties so everyone can participate in the fun. There'll be tons of rewards, gear, and character shards for players to get their hands on. Marvel Strike Force is a mobile squad RPG that allows you to battle with your favorite team of superheroes and supervillains against threats like Doctor Doom and Apocalypse. Power up your favorite characters to complete missions, unlock gear, and other resources, and beat up other players in PvP modes such as Alliance War and Arena. If you're new, you can unlock up to 17 total characters in your first 30 days, including Spider-Man, Deadpool, Thor, and more. New characters are constantly being released, and this month, be on the lookout for the highly anticipated Illuminati team. You don't want to miss out on their limited-time character release events during this month. So assemble your squad, mix and match characters from all corners of the multiverse for an experience like no other single-player game. Utilize evolution, strengthen characters for specific single-player game modes or dominate across every battle. And don't forget about the different game modes. New ways to battle with your roster are released regularly, and the meta is constantly evolving. Along with campaigns, Blitz and Arena, there's also Alliance War, a massive weekly Alliance battle, raids, and Cosmic Crucible, where you go head-to-head against other players in a tournament. So download Marvel Strike Force for free using the link in the description, or you can simply scan the QR code on the screen. By using the MondoCool URL, you're genuinely helping us keep the lights on around here. Also, once you're in-game, don't forget to use the limited-time promo code MUTANT to unlock Deadpool and Wolverine for free. You can also unlock Deadpool's new costume, which is inspired by Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine, by playing through this month's pool party event. On planet Earth of Universe 7, all warriors trained very hard in order to prepare for the war to come. Among everyone, the hardest workers are Gohan and Piccolo, who train intensely every day, before and after Gohan goes to work. At that moment, they sparred with no key attacks allowed. And Gohan needed to use a form which his power was on par with Piccolo's. Namekian has to lend the compliment that in recent days, Gohan's combat skills have improved a lot. Paying it forward, what can he say? He has a good master. Going blow for blow, the Saiyan mentions that Piccolo is also very strong, even more than when they faced Moro and his men. Which of course he is. He's trained every day all this time. After all. Unlike Saiyans, that evolve with incredible speed. He really needs to try hard to get stronger. I'm not wanting to hear, "Oh, you and your nepotism muscles." Gohan tells him not to talk like he himself isn't, trying his best as well. I got you! Don't get too full of yourself. Oh no, my eyes! What's wrong with you, Gohan? Since when do you need your eyes to fight? Feel my key and defend yourself! Very good, Gohan. But it's still not enough!
I think that's enough for now.
As Piccolo takes a surprise W. That's enough training for today. The two of them have clearly come a long way in the absence of Goku, which makes sense why Pikkon wants to incorporate them in particular for the upcoming war. A few moments pass as our duo catches their breath. Gohan can't help but compliment his lifelong friend and mentor. He really is very smart. The moment he left his weighted gi for him to punch, used his magic to give himself a strategic advantage, referring back to a minute ago when Gohan noticed something strange about his cloak. He increased the weight on purpose, didn't he? Continuing, Gohan furthers that because of this, his reaction time was slowed down. It seems, especially since they've started sparring in recent times, the Saiyan can never beat him. That is unless he uses a transformation that gives him a power that's much greater than the Namekians. However, when they agree to fight on the same power level, Piccolo always wins. And dodging this question, but telegraphing the answer nonetheless, Piccolo merely remarks how Gohan's fighting skills are excellent. They are certainly on par with his own or even better. Not only that, he was also a little better in general power just now, as he's evolved considerably in the last few days. Although, he admits there is something missing, something very important. And that is the very reason why Gohan couldn't beat him, even though he is stronger and has equal skill. But what's that? What is he missing? It's the thing that's hindered him his entire life. His biggest flaw and one of his greatest qualities. His heart is too pure. He lacks malice. Just like his father, he fights too straight-laced, like there are rules in a fight to the death. And even though he knows his opponent might cheat and break these rules, or resort to doing incredibly evil things, he has difficulty predicting it because it's not the kind of thing that's native to his own thoughts. It's not even in Gohan or Goku's subconscious to blow up a planet or take a hostage in order to win. But time and time again, they have faced monsters who are more than willing to do this, or worse. While fighting, he needs to try to think like his enemy, not some noble hero who would rather just not be fighting to begin with. He needs to put himself in the shoes of a villain who only seeks to benefit himself at all cost. No matter how dirty, wicked, or malicious these thoughts are. It's only then Gohan will be able to predict his tactics and trickery. A message that's well understood. Hopefully this will give him the extra oomph he needs. While he doesn't seem to hesitate like he did when he was a child, I'm not sure anyone will argue that between him and his father, sparing opponents when they shouldn't be spared is a bit rough to watch sometimes. When the pair are contacted by a voice, instructing them to come to the lookout. A voice that's quickly identified to be Dende. But what could he possibly want? Has Pikkon already made his move to recruit them? Communicating back, Piccolo wants to know if something's happened. Is the Earth under attack again? But it's not that. Someone has arrived and asked for his permission to see the two of them. It seems very important, so they need to hurry. Glancing over, it looks like our first guess was the right guess. Pikkon's wasted no time since leaving the meeting of the gods. With only half a year before the Battle of the Multiverse is set to begin, it makes sense he wants to commence whatever he has planned as soon as possible. Back with Goku on the Universe 6 planet of destruction. Vados explains, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. This training is very risky, and even though I don't know anything about your previous life, I would venture to say that this is the most dangerous training you will do in your life. The reason for this is that if you fail, you'll no longer be yourself. Asking her to expand upon this. From the moment you enter the state of meditation and find your energy of destruction, you will be facing the energy with your own consciousness. If at this moment you are subdued, you will lose dominion over it, while it will assume dominion over you. If that happens, bringing you back will be almost impossible. You, Son Goku, will cease to exist, and you will only be the vessel for a beast of destruction. The moment that happens, I, as the angel responsible for you, will have permission to strike you down. The silver lining in this is at least Vados will be able to contain the situation should it go awry. The Destroyer Beast won't just magically become stronger than even the Angels, and will instead immediately be neutralized if he attains control. However, this also means that not only Goku's soul will be lost to this thing, but his body will likely be obliterated. Fully understanding the consequences and stakes, Goku still wants to proceed. He's either going to quickly learn how to control his energy or die trying. Falling into a deep meditation. He's been sitting there for several hours. What's going on in his mind? Not one to explore his own brain too often. Goku tries to get his bearings. The further he goes into his subconscious, the darker it becomes. The atmosphere here is much heavier than it was the first time he did this. When he hears a familiar yet ominous voice. What's the matter? Are you afraid of your own inner self? Kind of humorously asking who's there. Who else? The Destruction Beast, the manifestation of his Destroyer Key. Again, kind of humorously, Goku inquires who he is, prompting the vision to utter, "Let me introduce myself." The fiend screeches, "I am your new master, your energy of destruction, Kakarot." We speculate about what exactly a fatal blow is when you're not in your physical form. Goku's placed in chains as he bellows to know what he's doing. What's the meaning of this when he's only come here to establish peace? As particles begin pouring out of our hero and he screams in pain, the Destroyer Key, who calls himself Kakarot, sneers that he's absorbing his life and psychic force. When he's done, Goku will be weak and asleep, and he himself will have complete control over his body. With a new gleam in his eyes, it appears the energy of destruction has immediately taken its opportunity to take over Goku's body. A fate Vados seems to acknowledge.